So apparently geologic scans with the rovers, they're a pretty wide circle and they just kind of get bigger over time. So I've got this one going, doing that one over here, doing that one. We can see these circles are areas we've already scanned, right? But these things do seem to get a pretty wide area. I'm not sure exactly how far out it goes. Maybe it's to the edge of where that blue pulse is. I'm just kind of letting it play on right now, seeing just how big this can go, and then I probably have to move them, but it does show a pretty big area. And then I should be able to go to rare earth minerals, and we should be able to see kind of like an area where rare earths are, you know, really hot, I would assume. And then if I go to launch probes, we should see that's red there, but it says 43. It says it's a higher concentration where I am, so it's interesting. I just want to see sort of where our MDR should be to get the most rare earths, because that's my bottleneck right now. I really need a lot more rare earths, and I think red means it's a higher concentration, right? That makes sense to me. So I should see, yeah, right there, 73% on that one, along with some silicon. But man, would I love to get just like all of that would be great right there. So if I could move this MDR, this is doing a lot of aluminum, which I have so much of already. So I'm going to move this one over. Where was it? It was, okay, right there. So we're going to move this one over and we're going to have it go, I think, like right here, right? Now there's a spot right here, maybe 61. Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit better. You know, it's almost like like we said, we can see it with the hover. We just don't see like the different colors and everything. Okay, so if I want to move to do a geological scan somewhere else, maybe I want to move over here, and maybe we'll start running a geological scan there, and then maybe we'll have you come over, let's say here, and do one. We could do one way over here, but that's not as useful to me since I'm probably not going to be doing like going that far. So why don't we have you come, I don't know, maybe just a little bit further out. We can try one here. We're already doing one here, but we'll bring some of our rovers closer, basically. This one here too is collecting science data from really far away. We'll have you run a scan over here. So we're going to start bringing our vehicles in a little bit more, and I think we can probably just buy more vehicles. I have a lot of money, so let's take and buy a rover scout and another rover scout and another rover scout and another truck, because we can do all these things. We have so many things we can do. So let's pop these things all the way over here, because we're going to have them leave the map anyway, so we might as well start over there, and then we'll keep going. Welcome back to the Crust, everyone. I'm at 4.37 million credits, just basically hitting contracts over and over again, because I have to in order to have, oh, I need steel here, don't I? Let's let the drones bring that. Yeah, and then this contract was urgent. There's 15 days left though. Yeah, no big deal. So it's a little bit one, but I have to do these contracts just to get rid of the supply. I'm overproducing several materials, aluminum, titanium, and silicon. I'm overproducing these things, and so a huge quantity of them just constantly in my possession, and it fills up the belt. So I'm always looking for contracts for those three resources to just kind of settle that. For the rocket, and by rocket I mean laser, for the laser, we need 150 control units. That one's easy. Microprocessors, that one's pretty easy. These two are going to take us a lot of time, and we have time. We're not in a hurry per se, but these ones are going to take quite a while. I think composites will take the most time, because modular terminals, I already have somewhat of a setup for that, but to expand and make more modular terminals, well, I require more microcircuits, and to do that I require more rare earths. So that's why I'm trying to locate where in the world, or rather where on the moon, I'm going to get more rare earths. And there's just a whole lot of movement happening here, so I guess we'll wait on that. But we can see some hot spots. I have MDR moving to this point for it, and I think we don't really like everything's at the top, right? But I think I can probably move this down if it means my vehicles, or maybe not move it down so much as to just have some of these vehicles reroute to the other MDRs, right? I think I can probably do that. This one has a lot of them, and I would like this new truck here to set up a route to go for that. So let's have you go over to Astra here. Yep. And I want you to focus on just bring me the rare earths, I guess. But again, if I do that, then you're just going to fill up on everything else. So I'll just assign you to that route. I guess it's fine. And then you're going to go get the rare earths out of this, which is very close by. And I don't even need to use the fuel now. We're good. And this truck here is doing nothing. Really? Okay, well, you're going to be... You know what you're going to do? You are going to get me going on the next stage of the laser, because we're going to send the CPU cores, which we almost have 150 control units for anyway. We're close on that. It's still making them, right? And then I'm going to get you also to send the microprocessors, which we're about halfway done on those. So we do need to make more of each of those resources. Or I can just buy them, because they're quite... well, I mean, they're not cheap, but I have lots of money, so that's how that works. So I think I'm just going to buy the microprocessors that I need. Let's get a bigger pod here. 225 isn't quite enough to get me there. It's 648,000, which is so expensive, but I can afford it, so we'll do it. That's the power of having money. Oh, yes. Did you know that? Did you know there's power in having money? Well, now you do. I'm going to have 30 control units brought here for another 500,000. And you know what? Look at the robots. They're under 40K. Oh, that's awesome. You were going to buy a whole bunch of bots too. Oh, what? Oh, CPU is exceeded. Well, we can change that. Well, kind of. We can kind of change that. We're out of space here in this little area, but I think I'm just going to use the wall right here. Just let it break out of the shell that it's in. Let it run free. Be free, my CPU cores. My data centers. Be free right here. We're just going to have you line up on this wall right over here. No big deal. Some of the data centers will be outside, thinking outside the box. Yeah, there we go. And then let's see, we have a whole lot of, we can have some more organics pushing in here too, I think. So let's go with some more farms. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why not 11? All right, so that's our farm, man. That's our extension of all the crops that we're going to be growing. There's a whole lot of organics going to be made here with a whole bunch of the slag, which we have lots of. We have an abundance problem. All right, so I got one of the trucks in the expedition center, and we're gonna. Ooh, hello, camera. We're gonna send the first batch on this truck. Is basically all we have. So I have just under 1,000 modular terminals being loaded into the truck, and then 700 microprocessors and 150 control units. And this will get us. I think that will get us the entirety of what we need for the control units will be done, and the microprocessors will be done, and then we'll have a little bit of progress on modular terminals from there. Also. We have a whole bunch of vehicles now on the map, so give me a second. We have this one here. Let's go ahead and have you move. Can I have... Where's my geological scan map? Here we go. So I want you to go here and run a geological scan. I would like the other one to come, let's say, over here and run one. And then there should be one more, I thought. You are going to have a route. I think that takes you to this guy. Yeah, you're going to have a route that takes you over to the one that has all the rare earths, as many rare earths as we can get here. Yeah, so we're going to assign you to that route. Okay, so you got a lot of trucks moving around here. And then you, the final one here, we're going to have you go over here and run a scan. So we're just going to kind of cover as much of this area as possible. Probably want to get one of you guys to go over here too, actually. Why don't we change this up and have you run a scan over here instead? Okay, so lots of things happening on the map. One thing that isn't happening on the map is outposts. I just cannot get them to build this. And I don't know. I've looked on forums and stuff. There's like no answers to this. It's just new, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a bug specific to me, or maybe I did something that's weird. I don't know. Maybe we'll try this. I haven't tried this yet, so might as well try it. We'll tear down the railgun and we'll rebuild it and then tell it to, you know, make the outpost stuff. Maybe that's what it'll take. And since the belt's not accepting it really anyway, I don't know, maybe I put it over here out of the way, or, you know, or at least move it over a little bit so that I can have maybe another row of these if I want to. I got a little bit of room over here too. With these posts being there, I could probably just use those for powering them too. So, yeah, I don't really think I need to move the location. I think the railgun was fine, the location wise, but it just wasn't working, and I need it to, you know, work. So, we'll have it face this direction now. See what that does for us. No idea. That probably doesn't change anything, but I just wanted a slight change in, just change something and see if it works, you know. Okay, so the truck left. No, not yet. Almost enough microprocessors, and we could buy more of them, but I don't think it matters. We'll let that go. That's the last of the microprocessors, so I don't really need to buy them right now. We are full on stuff. Now we're full on duralumin plate. Oh my gosh, we have a problem of abundance, like I said. So, all right. So our abundance problem, let's check out. So what I want to do is I want to sell. If I could get like a contract that had all of my problem areas in one go, that'd be great. You know what? You are pretty close to it. Yeah, you're pretty close to what I need. It's only 52 duralumin plate though, but we can have that running right now. We'll get all of those. Not quite enough on the plate there. We'll get one little thing to go over there. So that's a little bit of duralumin plate, but we want more. We want to send more. You know, silicon. Sending more silicon would be possible as well. This is just a 21-day thing. I like it. We'll go ahead and get one big O ship going that way as well. Okay, and then we'll have to get the other one too. So we want to unlock duralumin plate to get the belt going again. We have a whole bunch of aluminum already on the belt on its way there, so that's good, but we probably want to put some more there. Let's do that. That's just the 5 plate, and then there should be, yeah, there should be aluminum being loaded too. Like, there's already 200 loaded in there, so I think we might be all right there. And then the titanium plate needs to load too, so we'll turn this off and turn the titanium plate on instead. Get that going through there as well. And then you are going to be lifting off now. We need silicon for this one, and then I'm basically just focused on loading that one right now. There we go. We can send a little bit of silicon down the belt now. I think we're probably good on the plate at this point. Yep. Now it's all about that titanium. We'll load. That's good. And we should be solid on that. So let's go ahead and shut that off too. All right, railgun is done. Now let's see if it will make what I need it to make. I want you to make this. And, you know, if you guys could maybe bring those. Yeah, there we go. Look. Okay, it was just bugged out a little bit. All right, cool. Now they're finally doing it. And I've changed nothing. That's just what it's making now, you know. I didn't change a thing. Other than, you know, moving it. Tear it down, you know, turn it off and turn it back on again is the universal solution for basically everything. It seems. All right, I think that is just a little bit longer, and then we'll shut down the silicon. Just a little bit more, and that's probably good. All right, I need another contract for titanium. Maybe components, but titanium. I'm almost full on carbon fiber over here too. Cool. Let me check out, actually, what's our progress on the microcircuits. We can start making these better as well, because I have that ability. But I don't want to do too many of that because, you know, like, these ones don't necessarily, they're not full all the time. but I have the money, so why don't we just not worry about it and just do it? And then I'm trying my best to just get rare earths in supply. I just want there to be a big supply of them, you know? And I also wanted to do some of these other missions that we saw before, like Cascade 5. I wanted to do some of these things too. So why don't we build another truck? Because we can. Build another truck. There we go. We have 2 territory probes. Now, I don't know exactly what we're going to get out of this, but my hope is if I make like an outpost with a whole bunch of rare earths, can it mine them? I honestly don't know. It might just be, you know, exclusively good for helium-3. That might just be how it is. Let's do this. All right, so launch probes, territories. Oh, you're not going to let me have my territory probe at the same time? You're not. Okay, well, that's weird. Like, I really wish this would just stay open. This is a resource probe, but I already know the resources there. And then territory probe, it goes away, but it's right underneath MDR here. There's basically no helium-3 there, though. That's the problem. So I want a place that has helium-3 as well. So I guess we'll turn that on, and we have no idea, do we? No, we don't know where that is. I mean, we do with this. So there's a little bit of helium-3 here, and there's a bunch of aluminum, but just not quite what I want. I need rare earths. Come on. All right, this will give me a good mix, I think, is right over here in this area. So we'll go territories, and there's a pretty good supply of helium-3 here. It's not like super high up, but it's something. And more importantly, for me anyway, there's other resources here too. So I'm gonna hit that and see what that does for me. Now I have to draw a box, it looks like, which is kind of interesting. I suppose that makes sense. If you want to have a territory, you need to have an area. Yeah, this is like an area for our outpost is in this whole area here. Okay, so I mean, I guess I could just draw a box. There's nothing here, but all right. Oh, okay, it's got to be a triangle. Fun. Okay. It won't let me hit it. It won't let me. Oh, I only have two probes. Okay, hang on. I gotta have 3 probes in order to do that. I guess maybe we'll go 4. That way I can have a box instead of a triangle. I have enough for this, but doesn't matter. Not really. It's not worth my time. The amount of money that is so low. Probes are used not only to search for resources, but also mark new territories for building outposts. On the orbital level, go to the probe management menu, territory probes, mark the area you're interested in. At least 3 probes must be involved in the marking. Yeah, I got that. Once this marked zone is scanned, you will receive detailed data and the ability to build an outpost. Director, please note that renting new territories requires regular financial renting? Excuse me? Nobody owns the moon. We're the only ones here that's functional right now. What do you mean renting? That's true, but if the outpost is built in the right place, the profit from helium-3 extraction will justify the cost. Yeah, we probably should really focus on helium-3 for these instead of like having other. So I don't even know if other stuff can be extracted. Like I don't even know if I could use the other stuff that's there. I have 3 territory probes. Let's wait till we have 4. Yeah, let's get 4. They stopped bringing them though. Look. They've stopped bringing resources to this. I think it's because they've shifted to bringing it for the truck instead. Come on, guys. Bring stuff over here, too. Yeah, there we go. Composites, man. We need more of those. Do we not? That's microprocessors. We really don't have any more? Really? What's going on with this? You're just slow. Let's upgrade that machine. Probably would be a good idea to get a second one of these. But we don't need any more, honestly, because this is the last stage. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's more microprocessors in the future stage. I don't know. But we've already delivered everything for this stage, so I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, this is what we really needed to bother with, right? This is what we need to bother with. At the end of the last video, I did this, and now here we are more than halfway through this one, and I haven't touched it yet. So let's get that going. So we want... Let's see, which one do we really want here? Is this the same thing? But these are slightly different. So manufacturer uses 4 resources, and we could incorporate helium-3 into the making of composites later. But this is a pretty expensive formula for me. I think this one is just better in every way for me right now. So high-tech factories, I was thinking about how I wanted to organize these earlier, and I think I decided on this being the way to do it. We'd bring it out to about here, and then it was going to be, I forget how I had this. It was laid out, I want to say it was like this. Yeah, and then there was one more over here. It was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many tiles is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then space. So we would want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just looking at things, this looks good. Yeah, it's about like that. And then I had another row here. I had another one here. But it was I was staggering it. Yeah, I was staggering it. Do I need to stagger it though? I don't think so. Yeah, I was staggering it because of the space with this belt here, and I think that's still necessary. So we will stagger it this, and then I think it was here. I think that's how I had those set up when I was dinking around with them planning the other day. There might not be precise spacing in this, but it allows me to get all 3 resources belted in here, and then all the composites can get out. So that's where I was at before. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Let's just test this out. So the belt for composites goes all the way around the outside. And then you go this direction, but you're going to end up going underneath. Yeah, you were underneath. And you're hooked up right. Oh, no. This isn't correct. This isn't correct because the belts have to be. You know what? Let me do this over again so that I don't have a whole bunch of indecisiveness for you, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got one machine built so I can see where the belts come in at. And for this formula, we have the nanotubes. They are all the way on the right side, unfortunately. So would have liked them to be here, but that's not the case. It's actually the opposite, exact opposite of what I wanted. So titanium plates coming in here, duralumin plates here, etc. And it all comes out on this side. So we want to have the exit port be over here on this side so that it comes around like that. So what I've got here is titanium plate, which we're making in abundance over here, like a lot of it. We have like overflowing, right? We want to send all of that as fast as we can over to this area too. So what I have is it's going to go through the transport here. It's going to go through the conveyor here, and it comes out the other side. Okay, and it's only this that comes out. This is going to be sent through on a tier 2 belt this direction, and that means that it can hit here at maximum speed, but still, at least I hope anyway, still go up top as well, because this belt is faster than this belt. This will come through here, and this is only tier 3. It really only matters until this is empty, but we have a lot of it in backlog, right? So we're going to come through here, and it ends up coming out this conveyor here, which then goes back underneath, comes out this side here, comes back underneath, goes through here, comes back underneath, etc. All the way till it snakes into that port there. That's where our titanium plate's coming out, right here. Okay, it needs to go into this port. So what we're going to want is a tier 1 that goes like that. That's going to send this into there, but we're going to also want to slide to the left if we can, and that is to get it to be there so that I can go around. So it's going to end up coming out over here somewhere, so that it's ready to go for the next wave. All right, so let's just say right there. Okay, so the next unit, the next machine is going to be located over here. Okay, then the nanotubes are going to do something similar in that I might actually slide them. I think I will slide them over just a little bit more. We're going to slide over one here. So we'll take you that way instead. The nanotubes will then go this way. Okay, so nanotubes are going to deviate and come over onto that side, and then titanium plate comes out there. Okay, for the duralumin plate, I've moved this belt over, and I'm going to have it go into storage here. Once it's in storage here, it'll then come out of storage, right, let's say there. Okay, and then it will also go under and come out the other side there. It will also go into that port because it needs to, right? So that means this is coming out that way, but also this way. Okay, so that's our belt setup. That's going to feed this system how we need it to be fed. Let's go ahead and let it run. And then what we'll do is we just simply take another high-tech factory at this point. Here we go. And we're going to want to space it out to where the nanotubes can go where they need to go, which is all the way over to the other side. So it's going to have to be basically these are the outputs, right? So I can mimic this as long as the outputs are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, I guess, between them. So 1, 2, 3, 4 between them. So if I come over like this, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles between them. That can be where the second machine is. It comes out the other side, so it's gonna be 5 between these machines. And I think this is off center. It's not quite lined up, is it? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 between, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 between. So it goes there. Okay. So this is very similar to the way it was before, except now I'm being a little smarter and I'm putting the belts in place too. So our titanium now is on the opposite side of the nanotubes. Nanotubes are coming in through here. So the nanotubes we want to come through this way and then just straight in like that. And then it also, again, is going to come underneath and continue on. So it's going to do the same thing it did before, which is it goes under, it comes out that side. The titanium, oh yes, that actually does change. The titanium needs to change because it's okay. So I need to do something a little different with this. I have room to do it. Okay, 1 second, we're gonna get this. Okay, so this actually needs an extra space, so I need another space between these. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces between. Yes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces between. I think that gives me the room I need. Because now my titanium plate can go into here. So from here, it comes over and it can just go straight into there. And then it can also just keep going without going underground anymore. If I want to, I can just keep going and end up in here like this. Okay, so that gives me my titanium routed. Now, if I wanted that second row of machines, though, I don't know if this is such a good idea, but we're going to keep it for now. And then that second row would also need its own supply of nanotubes. So I'd have to have half of it going this way and half of it going this way. I think for now, we'll just settle with these 3 because I also might want to create additional nanotubes, or I might want to increase my production of carbon fiber at some point here too. But the nanotube, we can put one more machine here, and then we have room now for another 4 to go here and make nanotubes if we want to. Okay, so that's our belt system for that. And then the nanotubes, again, they come through here and then they go in there like that. And then they go underneath from here. And I guess they could come out this side now. There's actually nothing wrong with them coming out this side now, so you could just have this be a straight line, and it needs to be, yeah, 2 away. It could be 1 away. 1 away is not an issue at the end here. So yeah, right there. And then the duralumin plate. So the duralumin plate goes in here, but it's also coming under, comes out this side. And then we have basically the same setup as we did over there. So this comes out there, and this comes out here and goes into it. So 1 extra space, but that's all right. So that routes everything we need. It doesn't look as pretty as it could have, I admit, but it routes everything successfully to these machines where it needs to be. Let's make sure this is set up for composites and composites. All right. So once this is all built, once these machines are all built, we will have tripled our composites production. Assuming we can keep them fully saturated, of course, we will have tripled that. But let's just see how that works out. So we want to build the storage. That's a very simple thing to build. That's our buffer storage for the duralumin plate. We want to increase duralumin plate production as well. If we can, we have so many, we have so much aluminum. Like so much aluminum. We should probably just do a whole nother row of these over here. I think so. So we should take our, now there is another way to make duralumin plate, right? And that's with iron oxide, titanium, and aluminum oxide. We could just make this top side. We have a lot of these materials straight up on top. We could just make high-tech factories doing that. You know, like if we wanted to go, if I wanted to try that, right? I have all those resources just flowing through here, right? With like these belts that are very full, right? Sometimes even stopping. So perhaps we take a look at high-tech factories up here, and we could say something like we could stagger them, I guess, to make room for that to come out. But yeah, that might be okay. I don't know if that's okay. I wanted space between them, but I also wanted them to have enough room. But I think you see what I'm saying, though, because I could take the, where is it? Right here. I could take the aluminum off of this belt, the titanium, and the iron, which is in abundance. So basically everything except the silicon, I could just take that off and throw it into high-tech factories. Duralumin plate will pop out, slap duralumin plate onto this belt, and it zings it around into here. But the thing is that duralumin plate, I need it to be functional. I need it to be useful for the purposes of creating composites. So to do that, I would need it to get down, probably come out here would be ideal, to come down into this belt. We could then take that duralumin plate over, bring it underneath, and then slap it into that storage right there. Yeah, that's possible to do. Let's try that. Let's see if we can make that happen too. I'm not sure how the organization, this is all, I never planned this. This is all off the cuff here, but I would want it to go into this one. So perhaps the machines are better suited to be over here. There's less posts and stuff to deal with over here too. So if I take, let's say, one of them and put it, let's say, here, and then another one and put it, let's say, here, and then another one here, and then another one here. That might be too many. We'll start with these 3. And then what we want to do is direct the outputs for those 3 resources. We want to direct it over here somehow. That might be hard to do because titanium's already sent through here, so I could have tapped onto that belt and brought it over this direction. Iron is already coming through here too, so I could have tapped onto the belt and brought it that direction. Yeah, like this one is only sending silicon, so basically everything that we need for resource wise is all coming out here already. So maybe there's a way I can trick this. It would be, I think it's doable. I think there's a way we can make this work, but it has to be on the other side. I have to do it on the other side, but I think we can make this work pretty easily if I just incorporate this. And here's how I would do it. The first thing I would do here is I would get a, let's say, tier 3 belt, and I would come off of this. Okay. So I would say maybe here, tier 3 under this, and go out like that. Okay. And then the tier 3 belt would come over, and we would want to separate these resources if possible. So I probably would have a tier 5 or something here at that point. But we'd want to separate these. So let's say there's a tier 3 that goes through here like that. We're going to separate here, bring it out 2 levels and go like that. We're going to separate here as well, bring it 2 levels and go out like that. So that's our 3 separated resources coming out of this. Okay. Now, if I upgrade you to a tier 5 and make sure you're upgraded too, what happens here is we could say that I would like aluminum, iron, and titanium to come out here. And if we do that, we should get those resources coming out through here too, but nothing else. Nothing else should come through this. So let's drop this really quick. And we want only iron, aluminum, and titanium to come out of this. So now we have those resources flowing through here. But not all resources here. That's not how this works. Okay, you're messing with my Zen thing, man. Let's put these resources back. I don't know what was coming out of here, so I'm just gonna click everything that I know goes to storage. So whatever comes in here goes to storage. Yeah, close enough. Maybe helium-3 too, I don't know. We don't have it yet, but whatever. All right, so that. So now we should see that. Now, over here is the problem, okay? We want this to be sorted, and I don't exactly know where that sorting is going to take place yet. So, to prevent this from being an issue, we can simply close all 3 of these outputs until we've filtered them properly, okay? So now everything's going to go through here until it fills up. But now, what I'm hoping happens is the other resources still continue to go out. And it may not be the case, because it looks like it's... If this is stopping because of the ore, then it's going to stop everything else coming out too. It doesn't... Yeah. I've overloaded this. Well, once this is flowing, maybe it won't be such a big deal, but... It's still... I think it still might be a big deal, guys. I'm just looking at it, trying to see if there's anything else I could maybe do here. Iron flowing this direction and comes out and goes that way. So iron is routed this direction already. We could tap onto that, bring it back. That's one way to do it. Okay. And then this one is... Okay, I think I have a different solution here that will probably work. I think I have something that could work here. All right, let's go back to the way it was earlier. And we'll make sure that the appropriate stuff is selected here. Yeah, no iron, no, and where is the other one? The other one. Right there. It's right next to it. All right, so we should see that's fuel, right? Yeah, so fuel is going to come out. Everything else is going to come out like normal. Here's what we'll do instead. I'm going to take this belt, because you see the aluminum is not really coming out all that fast. It should be, but we're just not bringing enough of it in, I guess. But it's whatever. It's right here. We'll go ahead and take this aluminum supply that we've got going on here, and we'll bring it this way, okay? And then we'll bring this over into there. Okay. Now, what this does is it taps in to the resources before they get here and pulls them aside. So we're obviously going to want these to be a little bit faster. This one, of course, needs to be a tier 5 thing. And then we're going to say that we want titanium oxide to go this way and aluminum. Okay. And that's going to be a high priority out. So that goes that direction. The silicon gets to keep going this way. The aluminum coming off of this belt will also go this direction if it can. Otherwise, it goes this way, and it doesn't disrupt this flow. So we've tapped into this. Now, for the iron, we're going to take away I don't actually know if this is where this resource is. I probably should take a look at the formula and just like lay down one of these machines so that I know where the stuff is coming in, where the stuff is going to happen at. So I need this to be, I guess here would be okay. So we'll go here with one machine and then another one there and then another one. Looks like there it works, right? It comes out like so. Yeah. Okay. So we need to know, where each one is located in the formula here. So I need to have duralumin plate here, here, and here. Let's go ahead and get these created, and then I'll know how I need to tap into them. But see, now it doesn't disrupt anything. It's a prioritization in this direction, but if it can't go there, it just continues on like it was before anyway. And I like that. The only difference now is that sometimes aluminum will be on this, and that's okay. There's not enough aluminum there. Maybe I can get some more aluminum going in. That'd be nice. Maybe to get some more aluminum being mined out. Where's that other MDR? Right here. Don't you have... You're mostly silicon. I want to move you. Can I'd really like to know where the... I don't have any more resource probes. Well, can I just see for a second where aluminum oxide is big? So that's over here. It's a lot of aluminum over there. All right, I'm going to have you move over here. No, it's poor form, but I'm going to do that. And that's going to take... you're currently, I think, doing a pretty good work with, rare earths, but I'm going to have to get another MDR to replace you, I think. It's fine. Just get another one. We're already in the middle of constructing one, actually. We just don't have the composites or any of the other stuff, so it is what it is. Make sure all these are closed, yeah. How are we doing on storages, though? It looks like maybe we're basically full on titanium. Let's get another contract for titanium. This one's all right. 811 of it. We can do that. 2 days. Impossible. Unless we have it already on its way. That's one way to get around it, is you just make sure it's all on the belt, already on its way there. That way it begins filling up immediately when you click the button. So we'll see if we can make that happen. So we'll say... Oh, wait a minute. There's an active one here. Oh, did I not deliver this? Wait, what? Oh, I didn't deliver all of it. I still didn't deliver all of it. Oh, the silicon. My bad. Okay, well, I got 10 days for that one and 2 days for the other one, right? So, I still think I can make that happen. I can make them both happen. So let's go ahead and send this, and hopefully it goes on one ship. It does not all go on one ship. That's an issue. So we're not going to get the bonus for this one. That's just not going to happen, but it's okay. It's going to land. Silicon one landed first. I can get this silicon one out of the way, and then maybe it'll work. So let's open up the silicon belt really quick and just get that 41 out of the way. That should do it. And then when this one leaves, then the other titanium one will land in front of it. In the meantime, though, that titanium plate one just gets filled up. Oh, this is the wrong. It's the contract is for plates, not for titanium. I did the wrong titanium. This is sick brain Charlie at work here. I have a little idea also on how I could maybe amend this little setup to make us be able to do things faster. So like if everything is coming from this belt, this won't matter. Or this belt, it won't matter. But if there's resources from both belts coming in, this could help quite a bit, I think. We're going to take this and we're going to shift it just a little bit. Going to move this belt. And I could have done this a long time ago. I just, I'm me. I did the thing that I do, which is not necessarily the best thing. So just a little squirrely here, but what we end up with is now the ability for us to go like this. Go out that way, under. I mean, I can go as far as I want, I guess. Look at that. Wow. We can just go all the way under here. But there's no reason to, because it's just more expensive than necessary. So we'll go like that. And then this can go under. Yeah, and then under again. And now I'm making it a Mark IV, because there's really no reason for it to be 5, I don't think. But I guess if there's 2 5s, then that would be the reason, right? Because there's 2 5s. So 2 5s meet, and then 2 5s become also 2 5s. Like, they're both 2 5s. And now what happens is, like, both of these guys are able to just split, and we're able to have double the throughput going there. Now we can load things a lot quicker. We already have multiple belts through here too. We just need to have them be tier 5. So we're just going to do this really quick. And then all I need to do is on this, we go ahead and tell it that all resources can go through there. And that's going to let all of them just flow. And then same thing over here. We just say, hey, all of these things can go. Yeah. Anything can go through there if it wants to. Whoops. Whatever. They're all cleared. So now everything can go through here. And that's just going to allow us to speed up our loading processes. Now we have 2 different belts, which it is, they all can be fully saturated because there is 2 level 5s going into 2 level 5s. This only helps situations like this where I have to deliver resources from this belt and this belt at the same time. So if all the resources are from one belt, it really doesn't help us any, but it's fine. We have the money to do it now, so I might as well. Okay, so I no longer need this open, but I would like a contract for the proper titanium now. And yeah, that's delivered. Didn't get that. Could have if I had chosen the right one. There's the proper filter for this. And I need a pretty good chunk. I need a pretty good quantity. Here we go. I like that. 5 days to deliver 2,920 of them. I like that. We're going to send those resources. 1, 2. Good. Open that up. And see, now I can send that, but I can do it at the same time still as the other resources. Everything can just flow. At least it should be able to flow. Interesting that it's not. I mean, there's still only one exit belt, right? So that part is going to be a bottleneck. I'd have to expand this and have another exit belt that goes this way too. Okay. If I were to do that, we can do it like this. We'll say you go here. Well, it doesn't need to be that, you know, expensive. We'll say tier 2. How's that? Just a little bit of an upgrade for what we already had. Okay. It's fine. This is going to go away anyway, so whatever. Then what we do is we take this belt away. There's still going to be a bottleneck, and this is the reason why I didn't really bother doing this before. Is because you're always going to get a bottleneck when doing this. Because eventually it all comes to one belt. So now the exit here is the bottleneck. But as long as the ships are taking things, then it's not slower, you know? So then we take you, and what we'll do is we'll just say there, and then cut that. Yeah, we don't need that. Pull that there, put you in there. Okay. Now there's 2 exit belts. And anything's allowed to come out of that. Whoops. No. You're slag only, aren't you? Yeah, you're supposed to be slag only. Slag only. All right. That takes care of that. And then you're not upgraded, so we need to do that too. There. Now I have 2 belts that can have that stuff flow through. But again, it's going to come out of one belt here, and eventually it does slow down. Eventually it's going to stop, and there's nothing I can do about it. You know, it's going to merge into one belt here. but let's see. If I go all the way over to... I guess I could technically bring it all the way around and have it not merge until it gets to here. That's a pretty long... That's pretty good, right? We could technically make this happen. It delays the inevitable, but it's not too bad. It goes all the way around, right? This output belt all the way through here. And then, you know, I guess we can go underneath that crap. Yeah, we'll pop out there. So I could just go underneath this. And then it pops out here, which again, it just delays the inevitable, but at least it gives me two belts that things can pop out of too. And it slows it down way down the chain, at least. A bigger buffer, right? Is what we're looking for. Okay, so how much do we have left to deliver on this? Quite a bit of silicon still. Front one's going to take the bulk of it, and then that one. Yep. Okay. And then down here, this is what we were working on, right? So I have the iron routed already with prioritization to facilitate this. Now I need to get the titanium delivered here, which right now the drones are doing. And then I need to get the aluminum here. So to do that, we have titanium going there and aluminum going here. So what we're going to want to do, I guess, is we can say that aluminum goes this way. Okay, and that means the aluminum is going to be there and there. All right, so aluminum will be what comes out here. We can open that up now. And of course, aluminum's not coming out yet. And then we're going to say a tier 2 belt from here to here. And then the tier 1 goes in there. And then the tier 1 goes this way and goes in there. Okay, that takes care of that. And I guess we do that, because why not? Okay, and then the titanium is going to go from here into there, right? So we have titanium going that way, and then it goes that way, and then it goes that way. And I'm gonna go under anyway because I might expand and have more, right? So let's go ahead and do that, and that. Yep. And this side takes the titanium. Unblocked. Go. All right, there we go. So everything flows where it's supposed to flow in this whole system, which you can see a lot more titanium is going to be happening here. But now this belt flows faster, and we're kind of pulling off that supply without interrupting this one. That's a really big important thing. I don't want to interrupt this. Yeah, and all the way down through here. And now these machines can begin making what they need to make, which is the duralumin plate. So it should start now pretty quick. I guess it needs 54 aluminum before it will do it. I just need to increase the amount of aluminum I'm sending here. And one thing I guess I could do to help with this, I could send some of this aluminum supply, although there isn't enough, right? We're empty here. But I could send some of that aluminum supply up top. I think I'd rather just, you know, get more aluminum coming in on the trucks is, I think, the most ideal solution to this. I'm not going to bother with contracts like that right now. I just want to get... Yeah, silicon needs to be sent through here. And see, like, we have 2 belts. This thing is in the way. Really? This little bit of iron, guys? You guys couldn't... Can you get it out of the way so I can at least have the aesthetics that I want? Same thing here. Can you guys maybe... I don't know, unload that? Be great. Same thing with the nanotubes. Like, I wish they would just unload them, you know? There we go. As far as our microprocessors go, it's pretty slow. I guess I could just buy 12 of them. Whatever, we'll just buy 12 of them. Be done with it. They're 3,000 a piece right now. They're very expensive. We have a fixed cost for the ship too, so... But they'll come very quickly if I just do this. So let's just grab, you know... Grab a few of them. Send them down here. And we'll be done with it. And now they'll unpack this so they get it out of the way, yeah. Let's see, yeah, this is much faster, right? Much faster. You could say it's double the speed. We could have been doing this the entire time. I'm just, you know, not that smart. I'm just not good at video games. So, you know, that happens. So now they're creating the duralumin plate from here. Now, how do we get the duralumin plate down where it's functional, where it's useful? Right now, it's going to pop out here if I route it correctly. That's pretty far away. I need to get it to this one to bring it over where I want. So, I mean, it's fairly straightforward to do that, though. We're just going to go underneath like we do for basically everything else. So we're going to have, I guess, another one right here would be okay. Yeah, this would be all right. So if I go another one right here, right, and then I just take you and have you go under, take you and have you go under, and then take you and have you go under. I could do that and then slap it in there and then I'll go. The cheaper solution probably is to just have them all meet here and then go under here. It's probably a lot cheaper because it's less belts to make and it's about the same distance anyway to be covered. So let's do that instead. So it comes out, comes around through here and then over, and then we go under there. So you go there and then you go there. And then you're going to go under from here. And I can't quite go the whole distance. So we'll go to here first and then there to there. Okay. Like that and over like so. All right. That's our output for duralumin plate. Like it. So many cargo trucks just waiting to unload. I think another cargo dock is in order as well. And to make that happen, it's quite challenging, I would say, to make that happen. Because it needs to somehow link up to the same setup. When we jump it off, everything needs to go to the same place. And these are already fully saturated belts. So what am I supposed to do about that? I guess one thing we could do about it is set up another row of multi-regolith refineries and have that processed from another truck. Totally separate line. Totally separate supply. Right? That would be one way to take care of it. So if I did something like this, just so that the slag was all going to the same place, but otherwise everything was different. If I went something like this, right? Do one more this way. Yep. If I went something like that and then put the logistics of this, put the cargo dock over here, right? That would allow me to have the trucks come in and provide its own supply line into this system. And then all of these resources go their own way, man. They just go where they need to go. So we'll look at doing that now. We're just getting very big. Scaling things up big time. So one there, one there, one here. And then I could do another one there, I guess. Maybe right next to it. I just don't want to get in the way of where the things come out. Where do they come out? Okay, so I don't want it to be there. I want it to be here, I guess. Yeah. And then you're going to go there. Nope. Nope. There. Wow, game? Seriously? You're kicking my ass. Get rid of that. All right. So that's 5 more processing machines that we would have for a separate cargo dock. That way this doesn't happen. Where trucks, like there's 3 trucks at the edge right now just waiting for availability, and only one truck can use this at a time. So yeah, that's how we're going to have to do it, is bring them in here. And then that just adds to the supply of raw materials, which I can send the silicon onwards into here because it's already routed there. That's convenient. And then everything else we can route directly into this system. So I could have 2 more belts running along here that are feeding these supply lines even further, and we'd have even more duralumin plate being made. That's an interesting way to go about doing it. I like that. That's good. One thing we probably should have over here, though, is a big O bulk storage. So I think maybe we push things into bulk storage. This is good. Right here would be fine. Yeah, right here. Push things into bulk storage here. Like so. Like that, yep. And then it comes out of bulk storage along here. Ooh. That. I'm going to move that because it's going to get annoying. But we'll put it all the way over here for now. I don't think it needs to be red all the way, though. It's going to slow down. It's going to slow down probably about here anyway, so... We'll say here it slows to a yellow, and then here it slows to, yeah, tier 3 there. Sure. Something like that is probably the way it will be. Yeah, and then you'll have regolith. And then if they do drop off rare earths here, though, that is another thing, isn't it? If they drop off rare earths, it's going to have to go... like all the way this way, but I guess that's okay. So if you drop off rare earths, we'll send you out this belt, and we're gonna want to go underneath. I think I could probably make it work here. There. See if I can go underneath this entire thing. No? Well, I can come out this side, right? Yeah. I can come out here. There. And then underneath from here to there. That works for me. Yep. All the way as far as I can go, or... we're fine there. Cool. That was tier 4, right? Yeah. Tier 4. And then this goes... all the way over and eventually reaches, it needs to get into there, so I guess we'll send it this way. Oh, I thought I could get right through between there, man. No. All right. I mean, I can, I just have to go under it, so it's fine. Go underneath that and then meet up with, well, I was gonna meet into this, but I guess I can't, so it needs to, I want it to be here. Okay, we're gonna make this work differently. Bring you this way. Yeah, all the way back to about here. You need to match into here is where I want you to be. That way I can match these cargo centers up to be the same resources. Can have their rules be identical and it'll all end up fine. Oh, one tile. Wow. All right. The same thing again here. There. That and like that, I guess. It's one over. I'm gonna zigzag it. It's fine. There. And then we'll upgrade you to tier 4 so I can. Because I can. Okay, so that whole thing is routed from that cargo port, and then I want the rules for this to be exactly the same as the rules for this, so that no matter which one the trucks drop it off at, it's still gonna go to the right place. And then, so I'll set that up off camera and stuff. I'll just make sure all their settings are the same. But now we have another place for all this stuff, and I guess I have the room to do it, so I might as well. We're gonna go like that. Wow, that post is in the perfect spot, isn't it? Look at that. It's like I planned it or something. I couldn't possibly have done that, but I did. It looks like I did. Right there is the slag, which is actually gonna line up and work. Yeah, that works actually. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. That's neat. We're expanding even more on the surface now. Wow. Okay, lots more surface expansions, huh? Big base at the top, big base at the bottom. We have a lot of stuff going on. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Okay. Bye-bye.